Good Monday to you, Eagle's Nest. I hope I could encourage you this week with a few words, if you don't mind. Galatians chapter 3, verses 26, 27 to 28. For you are all sons of God through faith in Christ Jesus. For as many of you as were baptized in Christ have put on Christ. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Did you hear the mistake that Paul made? I think it was in the first verse that I read, 26. For you are all sons of God through faith in Christ Jesus. Did you hear it? Yeah, he should have said sons and daughters, right? Yeah, but it was a chauvinistic time, so he didn't make a mistake. No, he intentionally said sons of God, because this sons is in reference to something very specific. I had the honor of teaching ancient history to middle schoolers and high schoolers for a number of years. And so when we got to the high watermark of ancient history, of course, the Roman Empire, well, the Roman Republic and the Roman Empire, the Roman civilization, we always had fun with dipping into their lives. And one of the ways we did that was, of course, to come up with our Roman names if we lived during the high Roman Republic or into the early Roman Empire, especially if we were patricians, of the blue blood classes that all the greats descended from, all the leadership, of course. Plebeians, their rules for names fluctuated, varied over time, but the patricians were pretty stalwart about this. Can you see that? If you were a son, you would have a personal name to really represent you as an individual that your dad wanted to give you. Usually somebody that was a hero within the family descending down. I'm named Jonathan as a variant of John, my grandfather. Clan was like your last name now, Douglas for me. And then branch would be what branch of the clan, usually going back one or two generations, the lead male name. So for me, it would probably be my dad. So, but of course you have to Latinize it. So for me, I could be John, or I could be even Jonas, Douglas. My dad's name's Paul, so Polinius. Ladies, I'm sorry. And the girls in my class didn't like this either. Even the patrician, the high-minded, rich, powerful females, this is how you were named. You only got two names to start, and it was the feminine form of your dad's name, and what number daughter you were. Yeah. So my dad's name is Paul, so my sister would have been Paulina Prima for the first daughter, or major. Or if I had another sister, it would be Paulina Secunda. How would you like to have the same name as your sister? So that was fun. Paulina Secunda or Paulina Minor. If a guy was unlucky enough to have three daughters, Paulina Tortilla. Yes, it sounds like tortilla. Ladies, if you wanted a third name like your brothers, you had to get married and adopt your husband's clan name, of course. But the point here is, this is where all the power and the pride in the Roman Empire was. These are the first-class citizens. Ladies were considered second class. So Paul, the Apostle Paul, intentionally says in verse 26, for you all are sons of God. Who's he talking to? Well, verse 28. You're no longer just Jew or Greek or Gentile. Well, that covers everybody. Either you're Jew or you're not Jew, Gentile. So there is neither slave nor free. Well, those are probably the only two options in the Roman world as well. You're neither male nor female. So again, he's covering everybody. And he's saying you all are called, in our Roman mindset, sons of God. You have the highest value. no matter Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male or female. And then at the end of verse 28, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. This one here doesn't mean just let's all be one and unified. We all should be considered one of the same status. Now, this doesn't mean that we should throw hierarchy out the window. We need leadership. We find that in church. We find that in what God set up within governments and within his own tabernacle or temple, even in the heavenlies. But that doesn't mean that because you are on different parts of the hierarchy, that you don't have equal value in Christ's eyes. We are all sons of God in Christ, and he does not assign a value based on whether we are Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male or female, Democrat or Republican, liberal or conservative, boomer or millennial, or Gen Xer or Gen Zer, church attender or church onliner, 10% giver or 20% giver. He sacrificed equally for all of our categories. So that's the prayer, that's a challenge for me, for us this week. Lord, help me to not assign different values to my fellow inheritors in Christ. Have a great week.